people, but then some people who must be from your side, and it's like, I just feel like being like, hi everyone.
I am teaching now.
No, I'm not dancing right now. This feels weird.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sure.
I dyed my hair.
Yeah, people see that, right? Oh yes, I dyed them as well yesterday.
No way. You have lovely hair.
I thank
Lovely.
you. So, but I'm sure this format actually should be, I mean, not that difficult for you because you teach online, you do the YouTube classes, you do so many different stuff online. So, I mean, right now for everyone, especially belly dancers, everyone is trying to be online and they're like, what to do, how it works. But you should be like, that already, isn't it? Was it difficult?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird one. So like, I'm sure lots of you have not done this, which I'm really grateful for, but I probably started my YouTube journey back in 2012. So that would have been like my first awful videos, which are awful.
Oh.
And I'd post maybe one video every like 2 years. And then I just came to a point, which would have been about 3 years ago. Basically, I've always been an actor. So acting's always been my background. And with acting, because I did go to university, but with acting, you'd have like these awful side jobs. Like, no offense, they were not the kind of jobs I wanted. I absolutely loved working in a coffee shop. I loved it. But I kept saying to myself, like, I've been to university, I've studied belly dance, I can do more. And all I was doing was like waiting for my agent, who was amazing, by the way, who is still amazing. But like, nothing was me. I was in control of nothing. And I'm sure if there are actors watching this, you'd know that you're not in control of that industry at all.
You're just waiting for the luck. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
So you're waiting, and you go for auditions, and you feel like you're working, but you're not, you know, you're just spending all the time doing auditions. And then there came a point where I was like, okay, I just want something which is mine, that I can control. And then I was like, I love belly dancing. I absolutely love it. I used to find it really hard to find. This is like before. Now I know everywhere. But when I came back from university, came back from Nottingham, I didn't know any belly dancers. I didn't know anything. I'd go and Google, and I was like, okay, I don't know what to do, because at university, the belly dancer was there in my university. Yeah. She would teach me. Her name was Tatiana, and she was like, every week would come, and then she would teach us belly dancing.
So I
came back to London.
This was exactly which university was that, and which city was that? So could you just a little bit like go back? Let's start from the very beginning, you know, like
yeah.
Go back. So, how old were you first? How old were you approximately when you started belly dancing?
18. Yeah.
Very young.
There was a reason though. Yeah, there was a reason. You know, now looking at like a lot of people in Ukraine and Russia, they're belly dancing quite young. I have nothing against that at all. If I thought it was okay, I would have gone back and said, okay, I can belly dance. But I always thought that because you wear like the bra and
yeah, it's too revealing.
I was like, oh wait. So then when I went to Nottingham University, they had Belly Dance Society, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do it. And then we started Belly Dance Society, and then the first year was fantastic. It was not very crowded. There was like a few people. We were begging people to join the society, like, you know, join, come on. It was me and Sakuni, if she's here, Akshara, a lot of these lovely girls. And then we were like, we're going to make the society amazing. We're going to do it. And then by third year, I was actually teaching in the society. So I started teaching the beginners. So we did have a belly dancer who was a professional, but she went on to teach like us. And then I would teach the beginners one because it was cheaper for our society, I think.
So when exactly, so was it like, how long you needed, a lot of time actually passed when you started belly dancing and then you started teaching. It was like 3, 4, 5 months. How fast was it?
Really, it was like, it would have been 2 years.
Oh, okay. Because it just, I thought like, right, straight away.
No, before that, this is weird. The first class I ever started teaching when I was 14, street dancing in school. I was obsessed with dancing forever, but street dancing was my obsession.
Yeah.
So I used to tell my PE teacher, like, can I teach the year 7s in the break time? So once a week in break, I would teach the year 7. I have one girl called Noah who ended up adding me. She was like, you used to teach me like a really long time ago. I was like, oh no, oh my God. But that's when I started teaching, and I loved it. I just loved it. So when I think it was one of the girls, she was the president of the society, was like, Leilah, we think you're really good. Like, can you teach the beginners class? And then, you know, Tatiana can teach the more advanced one, because then it makes more sense. I was like,
why not? Why not?
I didn't know. Yeah, I did not know what I know now. I didn't know about even anything, really. I didn't know about the world of belly dancing. I didn't know what ballady was, or what golden era was, or who the dancers are in the world. I didn't know anything. All I knew is that I really liked dancing, and that I really liked these moves, and I'm going to teach them.
Like a fitness ballet dance, or it was already like shaped into a proper class? How was and how many people you also had in these classes? Because usually also I heard from people here that before it was much more people actually joining the classes. How was it back then when you started? Was it like this, or
well, at university, it was very different, because this was a big change to when I moved to London. So when I was at university, by that year, we had grown the society so big. We actually won an award higher than Science Society and higher than Law Society. And we were like, because we'd never won an award. And Bellydance Society is like, what is that? What is belly dancing? Like, so no one knew. And then, well, our classes were really packed. Our studio was huge. We would sometimes have like 25, 30 girls.
That's so cool.
Huge. And it was like, you know, like £3 a class or £5 a class. And we made so much money that at the end of that, obviously I was working for free, because I didn't know. They were like, we're actually going to pay you because we have too much money. I was like, and otherwise, you know, we don't know what to do with it. Our society's made the money, and we should give it to you because you taught all the classes. So they gave me like £20 for the last, I don't know how long. And for me, that was like loads of money. I was coming back to London with like £200 or something, which is still loads of money. And I was like ecstatic. But then coming to London, you know, I don't know if you went through this as well. Starting classes was hard.
Nobody knows you.
Really hard. Yeah, nobody knows you. Nobody sees your poster. Facebook is
not interested. Facebook is not interested in you at all.
Google puts you on page 150. I actually went down my Google page. I'm like going down. I'm like, where the hell am I?
Scrolling.
It was so bad. And then I was like, I would beg all my friends. Like, it actually doesn't even feel that long ago. I'd beg all my friends. I was like, guys, you have to come, because it looks like no one's at my class. And like, I had days when no one actually did come, because nobody knew about it. There was nowhere to really advertise it. But I think the lesson learned is you got to be persistent. Because otherwise you won't get anywhere. There were so many times I was like, okay, I should just give up. But then it's not like in my nature. Or obviously in all the belly dancers who have made it, like me, you, other belly dancers who have made it, it's not in your nature to stop, because it's hard.
Well, if you have that option, if you have other options and you think, oh, should I do, I don't know, dentistry or belly dancing, then it's like, okay, fine, I'll go in dentistry, let's say, you know. So, but for those who don't have any other options, like, then okay, I will just continue because I don't have anything else to do, you know.
Exactly. And then belly dancing. I mean, I know this because I even with my students, but the friends I have, it becomes an obsession really quickly. And it starts with, all right, I want to know this, I want to know this, and I want to know this teacher, and I want to be taught by this teacher, and I want to do what she's doing, and I want that costume, which costs £500.
Oh, yeah.
And I want that costume.
Yeah.
How do I get both? How do I make the money to get all this? Because I want the makeup and I want the hair. And it's just like, when will my hair grow? Like, so much like to consider.
Yeah, for sure. It's actually a really challenging thing when you're starting everything, and then people. But how? So you were advertising a lot, or how exactly got the people? Because as far as I understood, you were not into YouTube channel yet, so you're just about to start a YouTube, right? So how actually you started? Yeah. You were paying out of your pocket for the rent, or how was it then? Back then?
I was living at home. Yeah, absolutely. No, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this if I was living anywhere but home, which I was like so grateful for, because I guess in my head after university, I was living with 4 boys in university.
Wow.
4 guys. And the reason was, I didn't mean it in a bad way, but I didn't then have the connection I have with women that I did then. My thought process of women is that they can be very, I don't want to say it, bit, not very good. Kind,
not good,
not very nice. And I experienced all of this in university, and I hate it.
Yeah,
I absolutely can't stand it. I think women should support each other, and so I couldn't quite. I did have a lot of girlfriends there, but I couldn't quite find that crowd. And I remember one girl was like, do you want to come live with us? And I was like, that sounds like a really good idea, like a house of girls. And then their house, literally, in the second year, I was meant to join 3rd year, ended up having fights every day. This one's talking to this one, this one. And I can just see me right in the middle of all of it. And I was like, no, I will stay with these 4 boys. It ends up being 4 boys because the girl left, and then it was just me and but they were lovely. And then come back home, I was like, I have to move out. And then London rent was like, no, not moving out.
Yeah. It's hard. It is hard.
Not for anyone in entertainment, in all the arts, the moving out is difficult. I mean, I'm blessed that my parents were in London or in London. But even if obviously other places that just made it easier for me to be in London basically all the time.
Yeah.
Wait, what were you saying?
wait, let me ask the question that actually I really need to ask now, otherwise I'll forget. So first of all, you were born in UK, right? So that's. But what are your roots? Because from sometimes what you're saying, I can get that you have a lot of different, root connection, how to say it properly.
Yeah.
So tell about this one. Did you have some kind of maybe Egyptian Arabic also people, or no? Or it's just out of the air? Why belly dancing? So where it came from exactly? Why? So go ahead.
Yeah. So, by the way, I just saw a comment also. Somebody was saying women should support each other. I was like, yes, they should. So my roots, I am born in London, born in England, born in Hackney, the ghetto. My parents, both of them, were born in India, but just them. My grandparents on both sides are all from Iraq.
Oh,
and then, yeah, absolutely, Iraq and nothing else. I did the Ancestry and Me. It's really funny because I was like, maybe there's something crazy. Maybe I'm Italian. Someone, I don't know. But no, it was Iraq, and then you'd have a bit of Kurdistan. And there was nothing India, which is weird. So it must have been just my parents who dropped off in India. It was part of the travel to move here. Some of my family moved to Canada.
Wow.
But the Iraq side is what I was always fascinated by. My grandma, who I only had one grandma who I saw, and she died when I was about very young, 6 or 5, and she spoke Arabic. She only spoke Arabic, and I didn't understand. So my parents speak Arabic. But I don't speak Arabic or Hindi. They speak Arabic and Hindi. I'm so jealous. Why didn't you teach me?
Yeah, it's so nice right now. Yeah, that's.
I'll teach you now. I was like, my brain will not get it now.
Yeah. It's cut it off.
So my grandma loved Iraq. And I know I've got some friends who are really fortunate to have been to Iraq and say it's absolutely one of the most beautiful places they've ever been, despite what the media and what it's going through. I know it's going through so much sadness, and man, literally, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But apparently, it was the most beautiful place in the world. And, you know, I pray that one day it will be again. But it was green, and it was amazing, and it's literally where my whole family were from. And it might, like, one of my dreams, I've always said, one day I will go back to Iraq. I don't think it's the right time now, but maybe one day I will find the right time to go back. It's always been something I really like, which is why when I found Salah, but everyone else is an amazing, authentic Iraqi dancer from Iraq. Okay, first time I met her, I was like, I feel like I know you. It's so rare to meet an Iraqi, and then it's really rare to meet an Iraqi dancer. Like, it's just rare.
Yeah, I think it's Salah and it's Mohammed Hawaz who is teaching right now Iraqi dance. So definitely, I'm sure it's very interesting, and you should feel for it more. So how the feeling when you actually first time you went to workshop, like, oh, it's my heritage, right? I know.
I was like, it's funny though, the first time I did do an Iraqi dance thing, I was like, oh, it's in my blood, it's gonna come. I was like, why do I look so weird, you know? Like, I just felt like it wasn't actually happening for me. I had to really go through it. Like, it wasn't Oriental, nothing like Oriental.
Yeah, it's a different thing. Yeah, different style. Okay, wow. I mean, wait, I will be sometimes checking the questions, because otherwise we can just
No.
I want to keep it.
We'll get to it.
For the structure. So, belly dancing. Because you already mentioned that you were like an actor, so you were trying this yourself in an acting thing. You also have fitness trainer. You work as a fitness trainer instructor, isn't it? Are you still working as a fitness trainer instructor, or that's it? That's finished already for you?
No, this is a good question. Nice question as well. So straight out of uni, the first thing I did whilst doing all my belly dance studies with all the teachers was get my my certificate to teach fitness. So that was the first thing I did. So I've had it for a very long time now, and it was the best thing I did. I think one of the best things I ever did. Very quickly, I got really lucky, and I ended up working for an amazing club, which is Chelsea Harbour Club. So if anyone knows London, Chelsea is a really known place, and it's really rich in that sense. It's not where I'm from. They're really wealthy people, and Chelsea Harbour Club is like a really wealthy place to be.
Lots of wealthy people, yeah.
In with the like yummy mummies who are lovely. And so the reason that actually happened was this girl who was the coordinator was really struggling to find a Zumba teacher. And then I was like, yeah, I can do it. And she was like, can you start tomorrow? And I was like,
now.
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I will try. And then luckily they liked me, and I stayed on that. And then with that as a reference, I was able to like work at Virgin Active. I was working at Frame. I was working at, I'm trying to think of all the places, Soho House. I was working at loads and loads. I think I've gone through every single chain gym teaching fitness. Teaching fitness. And then there was like a bit of a pivotal moment. There's only one I keep now because I do it for fun. I love, which is I teach fitness at Shoreditch House, which is where a lot of actors and producers go, which is lovely. And I love the clients so much that I just won't ever leave. So
that place,
there was one, it was so nice. And then I started teaching Zumba a bit as well. And I taught that at a Virgin Active. And what I did was, because I was a belly dancer, this is what I love, you know, I was like, why don't I just like put some belly dance tracks in? And then the first time I did that, I wore a hip scarf and I put it on and I started like doing a belly dance. I probably did like Turkins, Kiss Kiss, because I do that.
Everyone
Yeah. Everyone knows it. I was like,
Start with or Amar Diab. This is just, you have to. You must go. For every Bellydance. Classic.
Exactly. And they loved it. They were like, oh my God. They were like so excited. And I was like, you should do more with the belly dance app. I then ended up like bringing in the hip scarves. And I was like, okay, halfway through the Zumba and everything, I started on somebody who's just said something. Oh yeah, definitely get a certificate for fitness. Is very good. So I started to add the hip scarves, and then they loved that because it's like, it just emphasizes the hips. You know how nice and colorful they are. And it was like, if I'd run out, people would be upset. They'd be like, oh, they're none there. I'd be like, you can have mine. And then it just adds to experience. And then I knew that this was like, this is a niche. This is something amazing. And with belly dance, when I used to go online back then, there was really nothing much. There was nothing. There was one teacher. Her name begins with T. I've forgotten, but she's beautiful, lovely American teacher who I used to actually watch when I was in, she teaches moves when I was at university, just on the side. And then I was like, I felt like belly dance was not very much online. I felt it was very hard and not really there. And then I thought that not everyone wants to be a belly dancer. Nobody really wants it. Everyone wants to be fit.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely, yeah.
I hope everyone wants to be fit. And then I love fitness so much. I love belly dance so much. I felt like I was sweating more in the belly dance part of my workout than the Zumba part of my workout. So I was like, okay, I think what we should do is I should just make it, I'm just making sure my Wi-Fi is in there, guys. I just want to make sure, sorry, pause. I just want to see that people like this as well. So I started doing belly dance workouts online. And if you see my first ones, I think for maybe a year, it had like maybe 50 views. But I kept going. I just kept doing it because I found it fun. I enjoyed, this was my show. This was my performance. I didn't have to go to an audition and not get a part and then not have anything come out of it. No movie was made. And then at least I'd go home and then I'd make a film and I'd be like, here is the evidence of something I actually did and I actually achieved. And then I also felt like I was using my degree. I studied. I was like, I'm using my degree a little bit. So that kind of got me.
Sorry, but how exactly this idea came into your head? I mean, just like, hey, why not? Why not to do it on YouTube? Why not to go online? Or it was just like actual approach, or you were asking questions like, how can I build customers? How can I build a clientele? What were exactly you're thinking at that moment? How you started? Because you said 2012, so it's actually when everyone slowly started to posting something. So how exactly did it came to you? Yeah, sorry.
So so it would have been a few years ago. I was in Los Angeles. I had the opportunity through someone else, and they said there would be an open spot on BFit, and it was through connections. So my channel was already started. I'd already started doing fitness videos. They weren't going anywhere. That was just something I enjoyed, and it was a way of me keeping fit as well. But I guess the push was that he told me it would be such a good idea if I get you in touch with this person at BFit. I forgot her name. She was lovely. And it was like, we went for dinner, just for drinks somewhere in Los Angeles. And she was saying, oh, they've got the BFit things where the people come in and then they do a dance. And he was like, well, she does belly dance fitness. And then he just said straight away, like, I'm a professional. But, I was like, I was a professional. Like, I was technically belly dancing for a few years. And I was technically, like, a professional in fitness. So I was like, yeah, I teach all the time. Like, hey, this is what I do. That's my main job. And they were like, oh, well, we might have an open spot tomorrow. Like, if you are if you can prepare 3 videos. And those are the 3 videos that are now on BFit. So I had to, that night, I went home, it was like 7 o'clock. by the time I got home. And I was like, okay, I've got 3 videos I have to make with music and get it prepped and organize how I'm going to do this by tomorrow first thing. And like, adrenaline must have like been the main reason I got through it, because right now I'm like, oh gosh, no. But then I did, and then I went there and I met Dale, the producer, and he was like, okay, you ready? And then it was really funny, actually. I'm going to say this because it's quite funny. And then I'm not a fan of makeup artists. Okay? I believe they are amazing with everyone else, but they don't understand my face. In fact, I feel like, oh, so it's Catty's there. I feel like I'm the person who understands my face, because I know my face, and it's a bit annoying. But I felt like she put too much makeup on me, so I didn't feel like I looked like myself in this.
No, but
so I did the video. I did the videos, but like it was a bit scary because I was like, it's really weird because sometimes you don't feel very comfortable in yourself if you don't look like yourself. Yeah, I know that sounds really weird. But it was too late. I was like, I had no time to change my makeup. This woman had put too much makeup on me. I actually felt like it was a bit too drag, like the makeup. I was like, never mind. Yeah, if you see it anyway. So, but the videos did well. So I was like, you know, looking back at it, I'm so glad I did it. And it seemed that people liked it. And I was like, off the back of that, I said, okay, now that has given me a bit of a head start.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it pushed my last videos, maybe went from like 300 views to like 800 views. So I was like, I need to just keep posting. So
yeah, obviously. Yeah,
I just kept posting, and then eventually one video started doing really well, and then just got more people to my channel.
So how this is interesting. So what you felt when you saw that, oh, actually I'm getting a lot of views, like, I don't know, 2 million. I don't know. What was the feeling? How did you feel? Like, yeah, finally I got it. Or what was it? Oh, let's have champagne.
It was great. I mean, like, I thought, okay, people are not going to be interested at all. Like, I was like, all right, people are not going to get it. They're not going to get it. Like, BeFit has all of these like fitness people, and they had like all of these like dance stuff, like street dancing, which I used to be obsessed with. But it did really well. It actually ended up being like one of the best videos that year. And I think what happened, the reason I didn't get back on it was because they actually stopped making videos. Lionsgate stopped funding it.
Oh, okay.
Please let them fund it again. I wish they do. But because of that, but obviously, like, I would go through the comments, and there are a lot of trolls out there. So if anybody did ever want to start a YouTube channel, ever, you have to be. Now, I'm going to tell you why. You have to be strong, and I think from acting and that much rejection, you become very strong. Like, you can deal with someone saying stuff to your face that is cruel and evil. You might cry, yeah, but you're not going to cry in front of them. Okay. So I'd see a lot of troll comments, and at the beginning, it was really hurtful. Like, it's like you get really hurt. Like, they're saying things about you, but they don't know. It's like you can't even see it. Which is kind of like a thing I started realizing, I guess, celebrities go through. You know, they see.
For sure, 100%, yeah.
They're still people. They can read your comment. They can see what you're saying. Why are you being cruel? So I'd see a lot of cruel comments, but out of all of it in my head, I was like, you know what? I think the majority are a bit kind, and there is an audience. So, like, there's also a fantastic way. I mean, Shakira did this amazing. She brought Bellydance to the Western world.
Yes. Thank you, Shakira.
Thank you, Shakira. But I was like, this is another way we can make Bellydance. I mean, we can make it amazing and make people see how amazing it actually is. It's amazing.
So just a second, because there's so many things I want to ask, you know, that's why I will be just like So, wait. Yeah. So about the negativity in YouTube, so how exactly, so from the beginning you're like, okay, I know that, I'll cry in a corner, or you will actually reacting to people? Were you answering to people from the beginning, or you learned it hard way, not to answer, not to communicate? And is it hard for you to read these comments, negative comments, or maybe negative comments right now? Maybe people are annoying you on WhatsApp, whatever, because you're your number, I think, was there, isn't it? I mean, it's easy to get your number. So are they getting you there in your WhatsApp at night, or and how are you handling it?
So the really good questions. The first time I started seeing all the troll messages, so negative comments, I'm not somebody, I'm not the kind of personality who would attack someone back. I think that's from my dad, because it's just not in my blood. Like, I just, it's not that I'm saying I don't want to be that low. No, it is. That's what I'm saying. I'm not that kind of person. If you want to put me down, that's because you obviously have problems. You know, like I'm not. Yeah, because you have problems. Like because you wouldn't do that. Oh, I wouldn't. It's not. If it's not in my DNA to say, I think you're a crap dancer. Like, how could anyone physically say that? I would only be constructive criticism, and that's just how I'm brought up. So somebody to say that, I'm just like, okay, they have issues. They obviously have. But one comment, which was like, this was so crazy. I had one comment on my YouTube channel, and this one really hurt. And she said something like, your turns are like disgraceful. You don't know how to do the right thingy. And she started being really technical with me. And I was like, in my head, I was like, well, I've actually, and I had to really watch the video. I was like, watch the video. I was like, it's not that bad. Like, I didn't do bad. There are videos where I don't do great.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I was like, did. So I was like, after this horrible comment, I was like, you know what? I want to see who this girl is. Because I was like, like, I don't like that. I clicked on her channel, and it was her dancing. And in the nicest way, she had absolutely no idea what she was doing. And then I started realizing that these comments are not from legit places. Like, it's not the greatest teacher in the world telling me my technique is off.
Absolutely.
It wasn't. It was somebody who didn't know their technique at all, who's telling me my technique is not good. And I was like, okay. That kind of gave me a realization. I was like, okay, this is fine.
Go back.
I kept the comment. I was like, you could say free speech.
Democracy.
Yeah. It's funny. And there was actually always someone, which was hilarious. Whenever I premiere my video, there's always somebody during the premiere who'd give me a thumbs down, and I'm like, who are you? Who is doing this every single time?
Who are those people? But listen, about these trolls, yeah, but how about, because you're a very beautiful lady, your smile is gorgeous. I mean, and you can see that from the beginning when you're watching YouTube channels, like, oh, people can watch you just because you're already so beautiful, and then on top you're a belly dancer, like, wow, double hit. So how you also, how to say, check the videos and comments and trolls who are actually sexually obsessed with you.
This is really good. So this was when I started the videos. So you have algorithms, sorry, that's the wrong word. You have a page with analytics.
Yeah.
And you can see on your analytics how many female, how many male.
For sure.
Like this. And I'm judging by female, male in the sense that I'm in a generic sense. Okay. So at the beginning, when I started, it was more male watching my video than women. And I was like, this is a bit annoying.
Yeah.
And I wasn't happy with that. I would also get comments, like a lot of comments from guys, and I'd put them in spam. I'd have to spam every single one until YouTube started realizing that, you know, this is like literal sexual harassment. Like, it needs to be like off. And I'd ignore. So for anyone who's getting this, ignore it or block them. You really have to, because they're not going to get the message. If you even reply,
no, never reply, never.
Never reply. You're not going to meet your husband like that. Trust me. He's not there. No. But then luckily, again, it like very slowly in time, it ended up being, now I only have 20%. Not that I'm saying that these males are not interested in learning how to work out, but I know, like, I feel like I know that they were there more maybe to watch a show, which is fine, rather than to work out. And I felt like I'm there for the people who want to work out and want to feel amazing and to just, you know, enjoy fitness.
Yeah, sure.
So I did manage to get that to 20%, and I imagine that 20% are dancing with me. So yeah.
Oh no, where's my beer? Oh, Leilah. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
now just continue this YouTube question. So this was actually one of the most popular questions to you. So is it your main job, belly dancing? And are you getting paid by YouTube? Is it enough for you to, well, I'm not asking how much, that's definitely no, but if you are getting paid, is it enough for you to kind of support yourself, or this is not even worth it? Yes.
YouTube, this is a very good question. It definitely doesn't support my lifestyle. It helps, not enough. It's definitely like I use all the YouTube I get from money. I mean, all the money I get from YouTube as like bonus. Mm-hmm. Like that will be me going out to eat or me maybe going on holiday. That's not my main revenue. If one wanted to have that as their main revenue, you're going to have to be getting all your videos at 1 million views plus. So if it is your aim to, I mean, please one day, but if it is your aim to be a YouTuber, you're gonna need, first of all, it's a full-time job.
For sure.
Being a YouTuber is a full-time job. And second of all, it's again not guaranteed. You know, the craziest thing is I have one video where the lighting was terrible, where the sound was all off. I thought it wasn't my best video, and it seemed to be the best. The YouTube algorithms, I have studied so much. I have studied and I've worked with BuzzFeed to study, and I've understood it as much as I can. And even then, I take BuzzFeed as the main source. I think that obviously they should know, because they are a huge company who grew so big on YouTube.
Sure.
Even they don't know. They don't even know what the algorithms are going to say. They can give you a million tips, but when one thing's going to do really well, you have absolutely no idea if a video is going to do fantastic or if it's going to do not fantastic. Like, it's just random.
They're saying that it's changing all the time. So even if you hack the YouTube, then they will change it next day, you know. So you always have to adapt and adapt. So yeah, absolutely, that's so true. Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry interrupting you.
Yeah, you're right. No, this is a conversation. I just not talking.
Everything is so interesting that you're saying that it's like, oh, continue. So yeah, that's so true.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was saying.
Sorry about that. So, like you said, this is a nice bonus for you, but it's not something that you kind of live from. Okay, but it still takes a lot of effort to post. Like, I'm not even that close to you. I mean, you're posting a lot, and I'm posting one Instagram picture that, oh, it takes me 2 hours to post it. How do you actually find time for that, you know? Because it's like you have Instagram stories, you have Instagram live, you have Instagram posts, you have Facebook, you have YouTube. How?
Yeah, you know, this is such a good question. This is my favorite question, because I always wanted to talk about this. Because I'll give you an example why I want to talk about this. Somebody sent me an email and asked me if I could provide them a certain amount of videos, and they asked me for a price. I gave them the most ridiculous price, and I gave the most ridiculous price. They're obviously going to say no. Well, they didn't reply. They didn't reply because I have so much going on, like all belly dancers. This is not just me, because most belly dancers have other jobs. Yeah. But as a belly dancer, and I'm just working as there is my classes of my students who I am planning, my private classes. So there's private classes. I have my group courses. I have the YouTube channel. I now have the lives. I teach at Pineapple. There's quite a lot more.
And there's a private live. You know?
Yeah, there's a private live. I had a whole list. I forgot what they are. Anyway,
Yeah,
those are the main things. Oh, and of course, I still have my agent who will also give me stuff to do. I have some other course which is coming up. There's something actually that's going on which is coming out in September as well, which I'm still doing. Between all of these 10 million things, I have social media, which is a full-time job, which I love the most because I love you guys and I love sharing my journey. But really, social media is a full-time job. And then there's the editing, because I do the editing.
Oh, yeah.
So with this, there's the editing and the finding songs, and of course our research, because you can't be a good belly dancer without doing your own training all the time. So I'm always training, I'm always re-researching, I'm always trying to watch new Arab old films, and between that there is zero time, like zero. So really there is actually no time. Like that is it. It takes all my time. I think for the last few weeks I've actually been working every single day. I took one day off Tuesday just because I was like, I really need this day off because my brain like hurts a little bit. But then, yeah, I forgot the question you were saying. Within that, oh, and also there was one more thing. I sell hip scarves. So there's also that side. There's the commercial thing, which is once you have a product as well, when you're selling a product, that is not something I know about. When I started selling hip scarves, I was like, I had to learn it from scratch. I'm doing all the like brain work, like how do I deal with the post office? Where do I buy the stuff? Am I allowed to ship in America? What are the taxes like? Learning how to do the taxes, learning how to do my accountancy. Do I need an accountant? Oh my God. It's like in the last 3 years, I have aged 400 years. Like, and it's been non-stop learning, which is what we as belly dancers know, because just belly dancing alone it's non-stop learning. I would never say that I know everything about belly dancing. I don't think I will when I'm 100, honestly.
And the thing is that when you're meeting a person who doesn't know anything about belly dance, and let's say a person is asked, so what exactly you're doing? You're like, you don't know what to answer. It's like, well, well, actually, I found the best answer for that is I'm self-employed. I have my own business, because it actually has all these things that you just mentioned, because although it's not just I'm going to work which I don't like, it's work that I like, and that's why you actually have to put much more things into that and much more effort. So that's true. So you actually have a plan of your day, or how do you work? How do you put everything like that in one?
Good point. But yeah, you're completely right. And I forgot to say shows. I mean, outside of quarantine, you've also got shows, and you've got private gigs, and it's lovely. I love it. And the amazing thing about belly dance is not, like you said, it's not just belly dancing. There's about 4 million things that come out of it. It ends up being a business. So how do I manage my time? Yes, this is not been easy. I wasn't managing my time until I was given advice by someone who's very close to me, who said you need to take, because so what I was having was I had private clients every single day, and then I had teaching group classes some days. I had fitness classes. I had random time this time, and then I'd have my time and research. And it was like, oh my God, edit randomly whenever I get a chance. But then it was like one thing I had to commit to was that Monday is admin day, because I need to plan my week. And as a belly dancer, every week is different. Every single week is going to be completely different. So admin day is the day I do most of my emails. So over the weekend, they do build up. So I'd go through all my emails, and then I would know what I need to do for the rest of the week. Then I decided all my private clients need to be only on 2 days. Otherwise, this is going to kill me. So there's Tuesday and Friday. So Tuesday, Friday, private clients. And Tuesdays also when I teach at Pineapple. So if anyone's around, I teach on Tuesdays. So it feels like that's usually quite a heavy day for me. But then at least Monday I planned it. And then Wednesday, it's either editing or filming. Thursday is fitness day. That's where I have my personal training clients and my teaching personal training, which is different because usually I go to their house, which is all in one area. The reason I keep my personal training clients is because I love watching their journey. My clients, like, you see them evolve. Like, you can actually see someone get in shape. and you're with them the whole time. And that's the one difference you have from, like, you know, teaching belly dancing is great, but to actually, obviously you see the transformation when it's a private client, but I mean in groups.
Yeah.
But also personal training, you really see them like getting stronger. Like, and it's weird with personal training, just saying, this is a side note, you will notice that people don't randomly decide they want a PT. That has never happened, ever. They've either gone through a divorce, which is terrible, gone through a breakup. There's always, usually these two. Or they're just like, or something along those lines. Actually, those are the two. But they're trying to change, and because they're so in that ready mode that they do it. So Thursday I usually feel quite good, and then Friday, what do I do Friday? Is some clients. Some clients. Saturday would usually be gig night, and in the morning at the moment it's actually doing stuff, and then Sundays, so I actually work most days. Sundays is when I teach courses. So I am basically 7 days a week. And then between that, but I don't mind. I'm grateful, but it's kind of the only way to get through what I do. Like, I have tried to make it. Like some days I do get Saturdays off, and it's like, wow.
So we're because also this was a question from some of your like people, your friends.
Thanks for the question, Taylor.
Yeah, they were asking how are you getting the energy to teach and still smile and be always positive and give this energy? Are you doing it like, is it hard for you to do that, or it just come naturally? And how do you get this energy back? So what do you do to kind of relax and compensate everything? So please do tell.
That's a really good question. Energy is hard, and it's all to do with your state of mind, which is difficult. So I know this sounds crazy. I get my energy from you guys, everyone watching. For example, when I do the lives, I know that you're there. Sometimes I'm tired, but I actually take the energy from everyone else. With the YouTube videos, once I'm recording, I feel like everyone is there. If I was doing it for me, the energy is not so there, I promise you guys, but it's a feeling. And I'm going to give you an example. I used to teach this one class at 7 a.m. I had to wake up at 5 a.m. for this at Frame. So if anyone knows the studio Frame, 5 a.m. on a winter, I would go in the snow and I would go and teach a 7 a.m. class called Body, which is a class with weights.
Oh my.
And I have to do the weights, and it was mad. But the energy in this class, everyone was pumped. When I'd get there, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And I'm probably like, let's do this. And then once everyone was in, I was like, yeah, we can do it. And then right after the class, I would shut the light and I'd sleep on the yoga mat because there wasn't there was no class after. I'm like, guys, I'm going to sleep, don't let anyone in the studio. And they knew that we'd do that. But also the opposite of that was I had this dance class. Now I love dancing. I had a dance class another Wednesday mornings in the Frame in King's Cross. And oh my gosh, I would have people come in with, I don't want to say bad energy, the worst energy. Like it was like, they would come in, the worst. They'd come in and they'd just be like, and I had nothing to give. Like I couldn't even. It was a struggle. I felt every minute tick. You felt like, and I was struggling to smile. And I had to give up that class because the energy in that area was so low. I was like, that's draining me. That class ruins my whole day. Whereas the one on Friday was like, pumped my day. I felt refreshed. I'd sleep, I'd be refreshed. So it's a lot to do with other people. One more thing, food. Food and what you eat will ruin you or will give you energy.
Please tell us more. What exactly should we eat to have your energy?
So obviously I worked a lot with DNA companies and food and nutrition. personal training also has a lot of nutrition. I'm not a nutritionist, but I know a lot about food, and I can tell you about the reactions it's given me.
Please, yeah.
You know your body. Yeah, you know your body. Everyone knows their body. You can do a million diets, and my diet will not be your diet. You know, if me and you had a diet, let's say keto works for you. Keto will not work for me. I'm telling you that from now. It's not happening. But also foods that you'll notice, it's a good thing to do keep an energy diary or a food diary. Say what you ate, and then say how you felt that day and the next day. I know this sounds crazy. For example, I'm going to give you a bad day for me and a good day for me. If I have a good day, I would eat a little bit of chocolate in the morning. I literally have chocolate every morning, like a little bit. And then I'd have eggs, I'd have some protein. And then in the evening, evenings usually when I have a bit more carbs. I don't have carbs during the day because I'm dancing and I feel like carbs bloat me, which might bloat you as well. So by the evening, I'm like, I'm not really doing anything. So I'm going to eat all my carbs, not too much, but eat a bit and be happy. That is a good day for me. By the next day, I'll be feeling not too much food, not too little, but not too much. By the next day, I'll be feeling good, energy, refreshed, not too hungry, like good energy. And water, I always forget water, but that is a good day. A bad day, and I'm so in tune with my body right now. This is what you need to learn, to be in tune with your body, to understand what you need. A bad day, nutrition-wise, which will make me feel horrible. Yes, I'm vegetarian. Someone just asked. A good day, which will make me feel absolutely horrible, is if I had, first of all, carbs in the day, because that would ruin my dancing through the whole day. This is just for me. And then in the evening, if I ever had ice cream or lactose. I'm also lactose intolerant, but I still eat ice cream and I still have it. I just need it. The next day I will be like that on the bed. I'll feel crap. It's really funny because I'll be like, oh, why do I feel so crap today? And then it would take me like all day to realize it's because I ate so bad yesterday. And then I'm like, really? Is that why? It's literally food that like closely related to how I feel and my mood. And we all have to remember, this is important. I'm going to give you a few tips. We have to remember that a lot of the time, I mean, we're in a society where social media has good and it has bad. We're in a society where anxiety is high and we all feel like we have like, there's like an emptiness. Like everyone feels it. Even I feel it sometimes. And so sometimes people go and they try and fill it with food. You try and feel this feeling. Everyone does it. You feel hurt. It's like especially now, I'm alone in quarantine. Like people are alone. You need to fill this gap. And the best food and the quickest food to take is chocolate, ice cream, things like this.
And they're the cheapest one. They're the cheapest one as well. So when you go, it's just like chocolates, ice cream, whatever you want, but not what you need. You
said it. It's not what you need. And then when you eat all of this, you do feel good temporarily. But the next day you're going to feel worse and you're going to try and fill that hole again. So you're going to eat it again. And that is like a trap. So you need to say, I know it sounds ridiculous, just more greens. You know, I have an obsession with broccoli. I don't know if I actually liked broccoli when I was young, but I think I always thought that broccoli is healthy. So I trained my body to like it. You can train your body to like things. And you can train your body out of liking things. My obsession is cake. I'm obsessed with cake. I actually have
ice cream cake.
Oh my god! Everyone saw the cake my best friend made last night. So this is a crazy story about cake. I cannot be near cake. I cannot be, and everyone has this. Everyone has a food that they can't be next to.
Sure, 100%. Yeah.
What's yours? Just out of curiosity.
Right now, actually, well, it's a chicken with cheese.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I believe everything with cheese. Is addictive. It's a bad no. So back at university with my 4 guy housemates, my friend Matt, it was his birthday, and I told them a million times, like, guys, I'm obsessed with cake. Please don't put cake near me. I was going through my fit craziness, like trying to be really fit and really wouldn't eat anything bad at this point in my life. Now I'm more lean, more lean about the situation, not lean.
Yeah,
so
I got it.
I was more lean then, I can assure you. So we had like, he had a birthday cake. He went to Tesco. He bought the cheapest birthday cake, got £1 for a big birthday cake. You can imagine how much not great stuff was in it. And I'm working in the kitchen, I'm doing my essays, and then everyone's like, Matt's birthday, everyone come down, it's his birthday. So like 4 of us guys around the table singing happy birthday to you, blah blah blah. So I finished my work singing, blah blah, took a bit of cake, everyone took a bit of cake. So I was like, Matt, take the cake away. He was like, I'm just going to my room, I need to get my bike. He used to love bikes. The other boys are like, yeah, we'll take it after. I was like, guys, can you take the cake away from the table? And then like they don't like stop, don't put it in. It was this big. So all of a sudden they all disappear and I'm there now. I've got a nice cup of tea and I'm on my essay. Now my brain, it just switches off. So oops, sorry about that. That's how it switches off. It just switches off, boom. Just dramatic. So my brain just switches off. And I'm like, okay, what's happening here? There's a cake there. I'm just going to have a small, so I get like a knife, a small, you know, like the thinnest slice, like this. I take a thin slice of it and I eat it. Okay, so I was like, cool, do a bit more. I'm gonna have a bit more. Another thin slice, eat a bit more. I kid you not, 4 hours later, the whole cake was gone. I had eaten an entire cake without even knowing. Like, I didn't even enjoy it. I didn't even cut myself a fat bit and was like, am I going to enjoy this cake? No, I didn't enjoy it at all. I literally just ate it. And then Matt came down and he was like, where's my cake? And I was like, are you joking?
Which one?
How did you do? I was like, I told you to take it because you ate my birthday cake. I was like, no, I didn't. You left it. We actually had a proper fight. I was like, I'm fat now. I was like, you know, such a stupid thing. I was like, I cannot believe it. And from then I knew I just had issues with cake. Cannot be near it. Even this time, my friend Ellie left the cake here, and I don't know if Lorraine, my neighbour, if she's on here. I called her up straight away. I was like, Eleanor left cake. I'm gonna need you to take the cake. And she was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. Come. I gave her like this. I gave her like the size of this big cake. She was like, Leilah, this is too much. I was like, no. You can eat it all. Give it to the family. Give it to anyone. Just cannot have it near my house. I will wake up in the middle of the night.
So now we know a secret. Now we actually can kind of like, there is a cake, there is a cake. Take it. Yes. Not behind my birthday. Oh my, that's really funny. So there was another question that I will be jumping. Sorry, because I'm just afraid to forget some.
Keep going. No,
so you were saying about as well that well, let me know if that's not a correct question. I'll definitely skip. I will be okay to skip this. So about your private life, lots of questions about your private life. So do you, of course.
There are some things I won't answer, but I'm open to all questions.
Go ahead. So just say no, and that's fine. We will continue. So first of all, do you have a partner? So is your heart?
I am dating someone. Yes.
So yes. And
I keep that. You'll probably notice I keep that side of my life extremely private. And that is for a lot of reasons. But also I personally have seen how relationships have been ruined. Oh,
Leilah, just a second. We have to finish this streaming and I'll just reconnect you again because now 10 seconds left. Yeah? So guys, just right now we're coming back, yes? So we just it was the most, I'm sure it's like one of the most interesting questions for some of your audience. So just let's continue from that. So the private life, partners, and is it hard for you to keep the private life within your, Bellydance life? So
I used to be a bit more open with my private life, but I realized that actually has it has a bit of a negative impact. So I made this decision for myself, and I actually noticed that a lot of belly dancers who I do know, or a lot of famous people who I do know, I'm not saying that I'm famous, but like people who are like known on Instagram, what they do is they keep their private lives.
Oh yeah.
No, and I really like that. And it's not that I really like, it's not I like that, it's just that's not the image. Like my image is, or my image that I want to portray is fitness, activity, like living and being independent. Because first and foremost, that is me. I am independent. I am myself, and that is the image I want to give out and everything. So with private life and my friends, I might share my friends a bit, but I keep it completely personal. And to be honest, I think I always will. I think I'll always keep it personal. I think when I did share it, believe it or not, I actually had a lot of problems in my relationship.
But what kind? Because this is interesting, because what kind of problems? Was it that the person didn't like that you are talking about these problems with, I mean, with the whole world, or what kind of problems? Because obviously sharing, some bell dancers believe that actually if they are with a partner in their Instagram or social media, it scares guys away, if you know what I mean, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe it does. I mean, but that guys are not who I'm trying to attract. So in my sense, that would be fine. But also I think because personal life, you have to remember, it's never perfect. It's not perfect. And like for me to show, you know, my private life or who I'm with or who I was dating or anything like that, if I was to show this whole life, then it's almost too crazy, because who knows, you know, you might be going through a breakup. I don't want the world to know, like,
to know that.
Or you might be going through, you know, crazy dates. Let's pretend I was going on 1 million dates or so. What kind of person would I, not what kind of person would I be, but like I'd no longer be like belly dancer. I'd just be like this girl who goes on loads of dates. And that's not, it's not really like,
they shouldn't wanna.
I did used to, but I prefer, and I think I always will keep that part of my life very private. And I quite like it that way. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I know people do ask me. I'm just like,
yeah, this is like, actually 2 more questions about that. But just tell us if you don't want to answer that. That's absolutely fine. So, but are you planning to get married, and are you planning to have children? So these 2.
Oh, they're really nice. When the time is right for me, definitely. I've always wanted to get married. I don't feel ready yet, personally. And that's preference. It's only because there is still quite a lot I want to achieve before I get married. And I've always, you really like, I guess we're fortunate being in London and in the UK, that, I mean, a lot of people I know are very married by my age, or you know, already have children, and I absolutely love that. I'm all for getting married young, but I'm also up for getting married at any age. So that's definitely something I want to do. I always have.
Do you feel any pressure, by the way, from your family? Because you are from the countries where this kind of, sometimes it's in the tradition to push a girl to get married earlier, to get children earlier. So did you even experience that in your life, or you're like, whatever, no, never getting married?
I mean, it's very, like, luckily not pressure. I guess my mum would absolutely be very happy if I just decided to straight away have children. She just wants little kids to play with. It's really great. By the way, yes, I definitely want children. But again, I'm not yet at that place. I'm not like yet. Like I would love to, in an ideal world, get married and then have children that you plan. Obviously, everything can sometimes go a little bit crazy, and you have to just expect that life sometimes takes its own directions.
Surprises.
Yeah, you know, something weird just happened. But it's a bit strange, actually. I think I'll give you some information of my
just no pressure. No pressure.
I guess It's a bit weird actually. When I was about in my early 20s, there was a point. It was very strange for me because like the person I am now, I didn't realize how different I was back then. Very early 20s, probably like 20ish. I was very ready to get married. I was like, I want to get married right now.
Now.
And even, yeah, I was like, right now. And I at the time, I thought I had met somebody who I was very ready to get married to. And, you know, it didn't work out. It wasn't meant to be. But since then, it was almost like that feeling had like left. It was almost like, okay, well, if that opportunity had closed down, maybe I wasn't meant to get married then, and maybe I should really just have me time and be with myself and grow as myself. And I can guarantee you that if I would have gotten married then, and that person, you know, I don't know. I honestly have no idea what would have happened.
Your life would be different.
It would be different. It would be completely different. And who knows if I would be, you know, as happy as I am now, or with all of you. And like, what I'm grateful for right now is I've brought happiness to other people who are able to enjoy dancing and find that love. So life would have been very, very different. I always wonder, but when I was like 16, I was like, if I'm not married by the time I'm 29 or like 20,
that's it. It's too late.
Yeah, I was like, by the time I'm 24, I'm like, you know, that's I'm jumping off the bridge. Like, I am done. But it's weird in London. It's like, no. We can wait a few more years. We can wait more. We can wait.
Yeah. So you have actually freedom of choice here when you want to get married, whom you're going to... Actually, this is also one of the questions, but again, like I said, feel free not to answer. So do you have any preferences, I would say, in marrying? Like, let's say, yes, it should be a person from maybe the same background, or no, I don't care, or maybe I never would marry someone from this and that country. So...
really good question. That's a really good question. None at all. I've never, you know, it's a bit weird. I used to have a type. So I used to, so I am into guys, by the way.
Okay, good.
My thing.
Thank
Just
you.
to like clarify, because absolutely my audience is everyone, which is amazing. But within my type of guy, I used to have a type. It used to be Enrique Iglesias, and that is it. And it was like Enrique. And then, like, as the years went on, my type just started changing. Like, it went really white. Yeah, then it went ginger. And I was like, Prince Harry. I was like, why didn't you marry me? Back at the but then it kept changing, and then you know, and then eventually like you'll find somebody, and then you're like, you know, this might not have even been your type from the beginning, but they, you know, it works. So type is it's weird. I want to be their type. This is what I always say. So like, I have a weird thing where like I've had people in the past who have been like, you're not my usual type, and I'll be like, but then you're like, you could like anyone then. Like, I was like, this doesn't make me feel very special. I was like, this isn't great. And it's a bit strange.
Yeah, so just a small kind of question, not question, but remark for everyone else who is watching. Guys, ladies, please post your question in the end. So I'll be like, I'll give you 10 minutes to write all your questions, because right now I just cannot read all of them, you know, and then ask. So I don't want to interrupt Leilah, obviously. So if you want to ask a question, please just wait a little bit, and then in the end, I'll definitely give you time to ask these questions. So, yes. Would you like, by the way, this is more, I think, not very private question, but would you like your partner, your boyfriend, your husband to be in the same industry as you are right now, or you would prefer someone more stable, with stable position, stable job, who has stable income?
That's a really good question, and I'm going to be really honest. I want to say I don't mind, but I really do. Like,
Yeah.
I've always said to myself, I want to say I don't mind. But the thing is, overall, I really don't mind. Like, to be honest, because one could just meet someone and just be like, because I know this in the past, like I would meet someone and be like, now they happen to be, you know, an actor just like me. We're living minimum wage. I'm in love with you. Like that could have been me, 100%. But preference.
Yeah.
I know how unstable entertainment industry is. And I don't know what happens when I get married or when I have children or what's going to happen to me. And I think in my head, I know for fact, worst case scenario, I'm blessed that I have a university degree and I could work for myself forever. I would always be able to do something, maybe not something I love, but I'd always be able to do something that can fund me. But. Preferably, I would want someone who is completely stable. Like
bank.
For me,
bank. Who's working in
or anything which I can just say they are stable, just stable enough for them, you know, that I don't need to fund them. Let's be like very feminist. That I can fund myself and they can fund them. I'm all for the equality, absolutely fine. But you know, I'd always say that. I know how expensive life is. And in London, I know how expensive. Doing food shops is like, there was a funny meme which was like, do you ever go on this? It was something about things being like expensive or buying expensive stuff. And then someone goes, have you ever shopped for food? And I was like, exactly. Like, you know, like you have like a food shop and then suddenly you're like, what did I buy? Like, I don't get it. I actually come back with plants most of the time. So I'm like, okay, I know what I bought. Okay, that's why.
By the way, would you mind if your partner is eats meat, or would you like not prefer to, to be a vegetarian as well, or even vegan?
Preferably vegetarian. Yeah.
Preferably. Yeah.
But this is because
it's hard. It's hard, to
I don't mind. Like with all people of my past, none of them have ever been vegetarian. So it's I would never mind, and I would never ever say to someone, be a vegetarian for me. I'd never say that. I'm all for people doing what they want. But I'm gonna say one thing, because I don't promote vegetarian because I don't like people who promote vegetarianism. It's not like I don't like them. I don't like how they do it. They're doing it pushy.
You're pushy, yeah.
I hate that. Like, I absolutely hate that. But what I do say is I really love animals. Like, I love animals. I can't kill an animal myself, okay? But if one can, like, when I'm like all for it, it's like I just want people to understand what is actually happening. And I know this might sound like I'm being really strict. Like I said, eat what you want. Meat is good, it's protein, it's healthy. But like,
it's an animal, yeah.
Yeah, we are so detached from the process of what is actually happening.
Oh,
so for example, like friends I have in Wisconsin, they go and they shoot their animal and they eat it. I'm like, okay, you know, like a part of me is like, okay, that's painful and stuff. But I'm like, okay, you were involved in the process. You know what you did. So you're cooking it, but you did it, you know, you did it yourself. Like, you're not detaching it and being like, okay, someone in another country is going to kill the animal for me. I'm not going to be involved because I don't want to see that gross stuff and I'm going to eat it. That's what is like, for me, is like, you need to know what's happening. So if you are, I mean, even obviously, I don't know if you're going to shoot animals. I obviously prefer if you're all vegetarian, but you do what you want, but also get it from good sources. You know, please let the animal have lived a good life, at least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree with you 100%. So yeah. Okay, go back to. Sorry. Yes, go ahead. You were saying?
I was gonna say I'm not trying to convert anyone. I just want you to think. That's it.
Actually, it's a very good point, because that's true. We just go. By the way, we don't say I'm buying a cow. We're saying I'm buying a beef. You know, I don't eat pork. I'm buying a pig. You know, so we even lost these connections. You know, people actually kind of not even thinking that what exactly they're buying, and that's so true. So I completely agree with you there. Though I eat meat, but I'm not proud of it.
That's okay.
I'm not proud of it.
I still love you, and it's fine.
Thank you. So let's go back to Bellydance. Actually, yeah. So, do you have any favorite dances, like big names, maybe from the golden era? Because you told me that you are watching old Egyptian Arabic movies with ballet dancing.
Yeah.
And do you have any preferences for ballet dancers right now? Big superstar names that you prefer, that you like watching?
These are great questions. I really like these questions. Okay. I hate to say it because everyone says it, but Samia Gamal. But I'm going to tell you why. Okay. First of all, her energy, she is so smiley. It's not that she's smiley. She also reminds me of Nancy Ajram, who I'm obsessed with. And she always has. And I like her arms. And I feel like sometimes she doesn't know what move is going to come next. Like, so she'll just do stuff and it just looks amazing. Like, all of the other, every golden era belly dancer has very specific things that I love about them. But Samia Gamal and arms, because also when I was younger, my arms were all over the place. They were like this. You would have, you were my teacher, you would have been like, every time, like literally. Actually, Charlotte used to do that to me. Like, no, Leilah, stop with this. I'm like, no. But Samia Gamal, like, whatever she does with her arms, like, you can just see, first of all, like, she's not planned it. It doesn't feel planned, but it's the way one thing goes to the next thing. And it just feels, oh, I'm just going to put my battery in, hold it. It just feels so free. So she and her arms were quite an inspiring thing to me. Also, fun fact of the day, I'm just going to write down because I was writing a fun fact. So I'm sure, because I was doing a bit of research today. So you know Farad Al-Atrash, who is a very big composer.
Yes, Farad Al-Atrash. Yes.
Yeah, baby. Okay, yes. So he was actually was the boyfriend of Samia Gamal.
Yeah.
And they were in a lot of movies together. He wasn't in the movie. He would be the composer. Maybe was he in the movie? I don't know. But he made the music, and she would be the dancer. And I just thought that was like such a cool fact. I didn't know that. I'm not sure if everyone knows that. I thought it was good. The today dancers. My obsession is, someone said what her name? Samia Gamal. So she is a golden era dancer. So today, my favorite dancer, who I actually traveled to see her the first time I became obsessed with her, is Julia Farid.
Julia Farid, okay, Targonska, yeah. She's from Ukraine. Yeah, she's from Ukraine.
So I used to stalk her so much. Now she's hugely famous. But I used to stalk her when she was like still starting, and I was like, where is she going to be? And she was in a festival in Italy. And I went to Italy literally just to see her, and it was really funny. I was like the only non-Italian, and I met so many amazing Italian girls. It was so nice. Some we're still friends now, and I met Julia Farid, and I was like, oh my god! I had like a picture with her in my fangirl moment. She knew how obsessed with her I was because I used to write to her all the time. And then
I love you.
Like, I'm coming to see you. She was also, I mean, this has happened with a lot of dancers. I've gone to see them, but Julia was so nice. She had not only the skills of like a goddess, but like she was just real. She was real. And to be honest, a lot of the dancers who I love, and I still love, they are not as real as I wish they would be. And I don't think they're not real. Of course they're real, but they're not as
different on stage. Different on the stage, yeah.
It's like she's funny as well. She's very funny. And then I went again, and I saw her a few more times. And then I went most recently to Ukraine again, and it was amazing. It was like she was teaching like loads of professional dancers, and I was like, this is just amazing. And again, she was amazing. And I was like, my views of her have not changed. She's still my favorite dancer. Someone that loved to
she's amazing. She's amazing. She's just amazing.
Yeah. I have nothing. But you are also, by the way, for my people here, by the way, if you don't know Leilah is actually one of my favorite dancers.
Oh,
so this girl, the first time I saw you dance, I was like, I am obsessed with you. Your arms Oh my God, it was amazing. You are one of my favorite dancers as well. So very blessed to be here.
Yeah, come on, continue.
I'll keep going.
By the way, this is an interesting, I mean, not about me, but a generally interesting question. Yeah. If you travel to Ukraine, if you you have seen all the other professional dancers, how do you see the difference between UK ballet dance scene? Let's start with first describing UK ballet dance scene, and then we're going to kind of discuss the other countries. So, do you find it? Let's just start with this one. How do you find ballet dancing here in UK, in London in particular?
UK is very diverse. Okay, so with the UK belly dance scene, from my picture, and I'm going by like all the professionals, and I'm going to be really generalized here, everything feels more grounded. Like in a general, the way I've always been taught is different by every teacher. Like I'm going to have to be really specific now. So like when you have like, when Fleur Estelle, she would have her very specific technique. Everything would be a bit more ballet based and be very specific and on point. I love that. I love the symmetry. And then you'd have someone who is really real, like Sarah Malik, who would be like really earthy, but her style is Moroccan. Then you had Maëlle, who to me is just a Disney princess. And then you'd have like, and then you'd have the dancers in the clubs or the parties, and they're all Brazilian. They're all from the Brazilian nature. So they all have that kind of Latino feel, and they are the most beautiful bodies you've ever seen in your life.
That's
so
true.
It really is. It's crazy. And then you have, I'm just trying to go through like as many as I can. And then what I call like the new generation, who is like me, you, Tatiana, Katie, like a lot more of us and stuff. And we are just like trying to learn everything. Like, getting everything together and like making ourselves, and like this is like just not trying to learn everything, but like mastering everything and trying to also pick up the Ukrainian vibes. So here it's not as like, and in a good way, it's not as serious. And the good thing about that is belly dance by root, from the Egyptian root, the way it is not really very serious. Now, this is my interpretation. It is freestyle. It is a feeling. You don't need technique. You need feeling. So even though we teach technique, it's more emotional. It's how you feel. And that is what the Egyptians have. That is what we have. I feel our British dancers have. And this is something I really love about us.
So are you saying it's more relaxed? More relaxed? Is that the word? Or okay.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that I understood it correctly.
Relaxed.
Yes, okay.
Is exactly the word. Now, it's not to say it's better. It's not to say it's worse. It's just saying that these are so different. I absolutely love it. I love the relaxed feeling. I absolutely love it. It feels real. It feels authentic. I then absolutely love the Ukrainian style. I think the Ukrainian style is the absolute opposite. Now, I don't know if any other one else has ever said that, but I feel, Maëlle's here. Say, Maëlle, I was just talking about you. I was just saying Maëlle's a Disney princess, and she turns up.
Somebody just called her and says, they're talking about you. She's a princess. Maëlle, tell us, which princess would you like to be? I think Princess Jasmine.
Definitely Jasmine. Definitely Jasmine. I remember seeing the first time she danced. I actually saw her in Charlotte's. So Charlotte did an on-stage thing at the back of Sadler's Wells, and Maëlle was dancing the lead, and I didn't know her then. I actually met her years later, and I was like, oh my God. I was just saying your style and like how you remind me of a Disney princess. This is so cool that you're here.
No, she told bad stuff about you, Maëlle. She hates you. She hates you.
Maëlle's been like a mentor for me, and was like she was like my first rock. She's the most amazing person. Nothing bad to say ever about her. She's amazing. So yeah, the Ukraine style for me is very structured. It is beautiful. It is beautiful as in like you don't see anything wrong. Nothing goes wrong. And it all stems. Yeah, I mean, for the people who are new to belly dance, it has to come from ballet. And I know they're all ballet trained. You see their footwork. You see the way they move. You see the way they turn. You can see their core. It's ballet. And it is beautiful. They have done something to belly dancing, which is, it's new, it's different. And like, people can criticize it and say, this is not belly dancing. And I'm like, yes, it is. This is an evolved version of belly dance in Ukraine. And to be honest, it's so beautiful that the Ukrainians are in Egypt dancing. So like, all of these dancers, like Ala Kushner, was it Mangari? I forgot her name. Yeah, they're all like dancing in Egypt or in Dubai, and they're Ukrainian background. A lot of them are Russian. Well, these are a few reasons. It's because in Egypt they're very harsh on their women.
Yeah.
That is a big point, but also because they are amazing. They are just beautiful, and they work so hard to train, just like us in the UK. They work so hard to be as authentic as possible, but train really, really hard. The training that we did with Julia, the training I did with, like, the two trainings which were the hardest, I'd say, was Julia and Juliana was the hardest.
Oh, both Ukrainians.
Yeah, both Ukrainians. Yeah, now I went to Romania. Yeah, to see. I went to Romania just to go and to her classes. So we had like a 7-hour workshop nonstop one day, one of the days. It just ended up going on forever. And I had never worked so hard in a class in my life. And you know, our necks in the UK, we don't, this one more point, we don't use our neck the way they use their neck in Russia and in Ukraine. Okay, so we find these amazing ways to be creative with the rest of our body, and maybe we'll do a little bit, not crazy. But if you go to Juliana style, every move, yes, every move has a neck involved. So it'll be like, da, 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 da. And it was like, that looks crazy. But it'd be every single move involves a head movement. And it was the first time I'd ever done it. By the end of that workout, I literally had I had like whiplash. I cannot move my neck. And then I realized that you need to like strengthen your neck by like pushing against your hands or like learning this. It was hard training, and I admire that training. I admire their passion and their training. Where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Latvia, but yeah, I'm closer to that part of the world.
Yeah. You're probably really familiar with it. I love it.
So for me, actually, it was the feeling part is a little bit difficult, I would say. Yeah, for this feeling, you definitely have to travel to Egypt to take in everything, you know, and then mix. And so for me, this is the way how I love it, but I definitely understand that. So many people actually are trying even to fight, you know, right now there's so many posts on Instagram and on Facebook, people are trying to fight and kind of, no, this is wrong, this is right, this is right, this is wrong. And yeah, we actually were discussing with Evgenia, she's also, I think, watching us right now. So
I love you. Oh, I love Evgenia. So she made my costume, and she's one of the most beautiful dancers. Yeah, big fan.
But on the banner, we both are actually in her costumes, guys. We are dressed by Evgenia Valu, both of us, on the poster that you saw. So it's made by Evgenia there. Yeah. So
how funny.
Yeah, both of us. So I was just trying to, yes, Zhenya here, Evgenia. So I'm calling her in Russian style Zhenya, but it's Evgenia. So yeah, we were discussing about this thing that it's still a ballet dance, yeah, but there are different ballet dance styles, and it's a great thing that everyone can choose their own style. Do you want to go more in ballet, or you want to go more in the feeling? So, but I definitely agree with you that both have their own nice things to give to other people. But also a question here to you. Would you, let's say tomorrow, an agent from Egypt calls you, like, because you're a beautiful lady, so they love this kind of beauty there. So they will call you and say, we will pay you this and this amount. Could you come and work in this and this place in Egypt? What would you say? And this amount is actually a good amount of money, so it's a nice payment. Would you go there?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I probably would. I think I would. I would be a bit harsh because I'd want, I know this sounds crazy, I would want full security from the moment I got here. And that is my issue with Egypt. and really a lot of the Arab countries in general, the security. So, which is fine. Like, I'm all for, I understand why people go there and everything. I think Egypt's amazing. I have not been to Egypt yet, but I think I would. And I would have lots of reasons. Like, it would either be, I'd want to know what club. I'd want to know that the audience is mixed. I'd want to make sure it's mixed audience, women and men. If it's a club that doesn't suit my image, I wouldn't. This is like a very, like a general thing. But I think I love the dancing vibe there. It looks amazing. I think I'd enjoy it. I think it'd be fantastic. And the money would need to be good. Because, and it's not even about like that I want the money, but it's about the belly dance money in general. I don't think are being paid enough. And this is like a general note. And I think like in so much of like me wants to say we all need to stand together and we need to raise it. But at the end of the day, it's people's jobs and I don't want them to lose their jobs. So you can't, it's like a lot of the time you're just like, for the amount so in London, you'd be like, for the amount this person wants to pay me, is it even worth me getting into my expensive costume, doing my expensive hair, getting my makeup done, getting all this? I mean, it needs to be really regular. You need to be getting a lot of tips. It needs to be like worth it. You need to be paid to get out the house. It's not easy. It's the prep time. It's your skill of like 10 years of life involved. And this is like an annoying thing as well when you have like private people trying to negotiate this is like, I'm like, no, if I'm doing a wedding or I'm doing a private event or something and they want to negotiate me down, I will maybe be nice, but at the end of the day I'm like, I'm really sorry, no, because I'm not going to I'm not going to put it. There is like there is a standard price and it is above, and if another belly dancer is going lower, I'd suggest that they push their rates up because it's not worth going out of your way. You need to, definitely underpaid by too much, ridiculous. So we need to, as a belly dance society, push that back. We are goddesses. You need to be paid like that.
Yeah, like, but it's hard.
The weddings. It is so hard, and especially if it's that's how you make money. It's really hard, and it's like you're constantly, especially like with the Arab culture. I know it because I'm part of it. The negotiating is like a joke. It's like they always want to push you down. They always want to push you down, and you're always having to fight to get back up.
So it sounds like you actually cancelled and refused a lot of offers by
so many. Yeah. I have refused so many, and I don't even think twice about it. But I'm grateful because I'm grateful that I'm able to fund myself without having to accept them. But even if I had to accept them, I think I'd just get another job on the side. For example, like you could, like for a lot of the time, you could just get the same money working in a coffee shop. Like this is like. This is what I was thinking. I was like, if you're not a top dancer going to gigs every single day and getting tips and stuff, you can make the same money working 10 hours in a coffee shop, because it kind of takes the same amount of time to get yourself prepped, to get yourself there, to get yourself going and everything. The taxi ride, I'm not going to go there on a train in my costume. I'm risking getting killed, ruining my costume, and it's not comfortable, you know, like... So it's a high price because it's expensive. Yeah. It's an expensive thing to do. When I get married, I am hiring all my belly dancers and I'm paying them fairly. This is what I've always said. I'm not going to try and make a joke out of it because it's not fair.
Yeah, because you know how much it costs, so it's easier for you.
Exactly.
So, we will also jump back to one of the topics that I forgot to ask you. I first saw you because I didn't see you on YouTube because it just didn't happen. Sorry for myself now. I couldn't see you before. But I saw you actually on competition for the first time. It was 2 years ago already, right? Or 3? So when we met, I saw you for the first time on that London competition that we had organized by Helen. You know, that was a big boom after that.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yes. So it was a big, how to say, I don't know which word I should use here to describe this, but yeah, in our Bellydance community, it was actually a big blast of different comments, and anyway.
Yeah.
So this is where I actually saw you for the first time, and I was asked, and I was just thinking, because you're a blogger, because this is definitely not the preferable scene for you. What do you think about competitions, and why you decided to try one? And
this is a great question. It's such a good question. It's actually something I really want to answer. Competitions are good and bad. In my opinion, competitions have this awful side where you're actually competing. You're literally putting people against each other. So people, now not me, I have a completely different view of competitions, but a lot of the people who I saw doing it are doing it to win. You're doing it to win. I want my prize. I've worked really hard this year. This is not me speaking. I'm saying for a lot of people. They work really hard. They've tried really hard. They spent their life on it. They need this because, you know, maybe it will help them in some sort of way, or this is their goal. They practice forever. And you see that like a lot. That's like a thing. They need to have something to show for what they did. I don't like that. I also don't like that judges, or who are all amazing, by the way, judges are always amazing, can judge art. How can you judge art? Art is subjective to the person. You can't judge art. Art is an opinion. It's an opinion and emotion specific to you. It's like, I will say, okay, here's a pen, okay? I think this pen is beautiful. You don't think it's beautiful because this is not your favorite color and you don't like this brand. So it is impossible. This is what I cannot take with competitions. I'm like, it's really subjective. It depends who it is, but I still compete. I still did compete. I do enjoy them. And there are a million plus sides for it. Number one, it is something to get excited about, something to look forward to, something to practice for. It is, and practicing something and going through it makes you a better dancer. It's something to be motivated about, and it's always good in life to have something, you know, to look forward to. So something to look forward to. You need it. It keeps you training. It keeps you active. Oh my God. Hi, Charlotte.
Hi.
It keeps you training. It keeps you active. It keeps you doing stuff. And the most amazing thing about a competition is you get feedback. The feedback. And that is this is why I do the competitions.
By the way, just a second. By the way, Charlotte was judging with me that competition. So Charlotte knows. Charlotte saw that, right? Yeah,
Charlotte was my mentor that year as well, or the following year, for a whole year as well. Hilarious. Yeah, so the feedback is the most important, but also being confident. I get so nervous before a competition. I get so nervous. So I guess pushing yourself to go out there, especially when I do it, is literally like just to not be nervous. Like if I can get through this without falling on my face or crying or something crazy.
My bra off without falling without a skirt.
Yeah. So then it's a success, you know, like then I completely love it. And then obviously 5 seconds into it, you're enjoying it, but you're definitely not enjoying it before. I'm not enjoying it when I'm standing about ready to get on the stage. I'm not enjoying it. 5 seconds in and I'm like, yeah. And then that is the point. I love performing. I love it. Wait, one funny thing I was going to say, which was really crazy about competing. Oh, yeah. Some people don't get their feedback. And this is what I found really crazy. Like, people will go there, do the competition, be upset, go, and then not get their feedback. And in my head, I was like, okay, that's like really stupid. Like, you should ask them what the feedback is. And Mohammed Shaheen was here, was it with Sarah Malik's version last year. I did my piece on stage and I really wanted the feedback, and it meant so much to me that he gave me yeah, so I went like right after the show. This is crazy. I stalked him all the way back to his hotel, And I was like, let me walk you to your hotel. I was like, this is it. And he was so nice. I was like, I just wanted to know, like, what can I do to improve? And he was so nice. We went on this long walk back to his hotel, and he really told me everything. He was very kind to do this. I think I was a bit scary to him, but he was very kind to do this. He literally went through all the bullet points of things I should have done. And one thing was so important that he said, it literally changed my dancing forever. And I was like, wow. It was like, you know, you came on the stage like this, and it was great like this. And he was like, but then you did this, and then this happened, and then you didn't add enough shimmy here, and then you didn't do that. And I was like, this is really interesting. Like, I see what you mean. Like, and that was the most useful thing. And
did you agree with the feedback, or you were like, no, I will continue doing this and that, and I don't disagree because I love that brand of the pen?
Yeah, I agree. No, you're right, because not always judges will tell you good things. I mean, not all. I don't think you should always trust the judges. I don't believe this. You really have to take it from your own head as well, and see it in, like, did I do that? But with what his feedback was just so accurate. Like, I was like, this is like a seriously good judge. Like, and then even looking back at the video, which was really, like, educational for me, I'm always too critical of myself, but I saw exactly what he saw, and I was like, this is exactly right. Like, this is true. I'm going to work with it. And I did.
Share with us. Would you share with us, or this is too personal?
Yeah, I will share this with you. I did a lot of basic moves in that performance. So even though the energy was good and the veil work was good and it started off really good, he was like, with those basic moves, you should have, like, added things like, instead of like a hip to the side, add a shimmy hip to the side. You didn't play with the shimmies. I didn't show my variation of what I can do with shimmies. Now, that was important because obviously with everything I teach, I keep it basic. I keep it basic because people can't, if I was going to show someone to do a figure 8 with shimmy, they're going to be like, this is too hard. Are you crazy, Leilah? Like, that's not what I do in my workouts. But obviously on the stage, I was doing, like, simple stuff. It worked, but it was simple. It wasn't like the advanced version of that move, which I knew, like, which is crazy. I was like, it's funny because I know how to do it. Like, obviously there's a lot of things I still don't know how to do, but these specific things I knew how to do. And I was like, but can I even put a shimmy in there? And then I saw other people perform, and I was like, yeah, they did it. Like, you can do that. You can make it happen. Like, you have to find the places to put them and not to put them.
Do you think it might have a connection, like, because, like, you just mentioned, and actually this was one of my questions, do you think it might have some kind of connection that you are teaching a fitness ballet dance style more rather than ballet dance? Do you think it might be a difference if you would teach like ballet dance style from the beginning, from the low part, like from the beginner level, then intermediate, then intense, and advanced? Would you think it might be influencing your style as well? Or do you get my question? I don't know.
Yes. No, you're completely right. You're completely right. So what I used to find, because I'm teaching, a lot of what I do has to be quite basic, because it has to be.
Ah, no, Leilah. We're buffering. Hello. Oh no. Yes, I'm not sure. Are we back? No, we're not.
Oh wait, hold on. So I have to.
I hear you, but I don't see you.
Hold on, I come back. Hold on.
Hey. Okay, guys, we're still waiting for Leilah. Something happened. Hopefully she will coming back to us. Well, that's a long one. Oh my God, we're nearly close to 2 hours. So don't worry, I'll give you time to ask questions. I know you're there for the questions. So Leilah, coming back. Just a second, and there will be just 2 more. I think 2 more, and then I'll give you. Yeah.
So I'll just finish what I was saying quickly, and then sorry, I didn't even realize it's been 2 hours. So what was I saying? What were we saying?
It's very interesting. That's the thing. I was surprised, like, wow, we just start talking. It's like, wow, 2 hours.
It's brilliant now. I'm enjoying this so much. It's really funny.
Yeah,
What
it's
were
very
you saying
interesting.
a second ago?
Oh, Instagram. Like, I forgot what I wanted to ask you. Oh my God. Guys, tell us what we were talking about. We forgot, both of us.
That is so funny. Whatever. I loved it anyway. Oh, someone's watching at 2:16 a.m. Oh, I love the dedication. That's hilarious.
Okay, just remind us, guys, what we were talking about, because I completely forgot. Anyway, so I asked you about competitions. People were asking about the would you be recommending your convention, Bellydance convention in US?
Oh, that would be so cool. Yeah. I mean, like, I plan in the future to travel more and teach. I would love that. And I remember what we were saying before about the beginners. Okay, so
yes, the beginners.
Again.
Sorry, go back.
So yeah, because I do a lot of beginners things. Like this is I started doing my pineapple classes because it was not affecting me, but I missed doing the more harder stuff, and then I keep the really harder stuff to just myself or my private clients. So when I started teaching at Pineapple, I tried to make it's a bit more difficult than beginners. I tried to make it more fun, and then so that I could enjoy it more. Like in that case, I love beginners, but then you have to go through everything again. And then I started loving the Pineapple more when I got regulars, because I knew that they know some stuff. I was like, we can start pushing it a little bit more. And then that's also when I decided that I'm going to start doing an improvers course. Now, I call it improvers, but everyone who knows that, who's on that improvers, is going to say that that's like high intermediate. Because the training I do would be much more, it's like a bit more, it's more advanced and a lot of times. And then, but I do it slow. That's the only reason I call it improvers, because I really break it down. But some people might not get it at the end, but that's fine. They have so much technique that they can learn and take out of it. And then my own practice, I will try and make as difficult in my head as I can. Like, there's so many things I'm working on at a time. I do this trick that Aziza did. She used to say, like, to write things on the wall, I do it on paper, of things I need to work on in my own, like, belly dance things, of things that I find really difficult. There will always be things I find difficult. Like, there is always, I don't know if there's any belly dancer who has, maybe there are actually, because some are amazing, who are like, oh, I've mastered every single move. You know, like, it's almost impossible. I don't know if there's enough time to master every single move. Like,
but do you see the difference between belly dance fitness, let's say, and belly dance beginners without fitness? Do you think it's different, or this is similar styles?
I think it's, I mean, the similar moves, I think it's different though. I'm going to say it's different because when you teach a beginner belly dance, I would take it a lot slower. Lot slower, because you're really trying to get the technique. It's a lot about like the technique, repetition, but you've got to slow it down. Like, this is when I teach, I do a lot. I try and vary it out. When I teach, I will go through it very slow. We'll go slow. And then I kind of still want it to be fun. So we'll go through and do a more fun, like, dancey thing. And then we'll go back slow. So it would be like almost HIIT training. But with belly dance fitness, it needs to be consistent, because you need to stay fit. You need to keep moving. And it doesn't matter if your technique is off. Like, it doesn't matter. I want to make sure you're moving. And that is the most important thing. So, like, some people are like, oh, I think I looked insane when I was doing this video. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, maybe you did. I don't care. Like, you still sweat. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say to my ladies as well, that belly dance fitness and belly dance, like, art is, if I can say so, I don't know if that's word is correct anyway. So it's a little bit different. So this is a dance and this is a fitness. It's like, I don't know, aerobics, and this is a dance. So there will be different paths how to teach it. So don't expect if you've been doing some of them that you will come to another and bam, and that's it. So definitely there will be familiar techniques, but not all the time. So not all of it.
This is accurate. This is accurate also in the sense that people will send me a message and they'll be like, I really want to join your beginners class or your improvers class. I want to join improvers class. I've been doing your YouTube videos for like 6 months, and I'd be like, that is amazing. But I still think we should do beginners first, because I want you to have the technique, and I want you to have that grounded, because like through my videos you will get some technique, 100%. Like I break things down hopefully really well in the videos, but you need that. I teach different belly dance fitness to belly dance, 100%. They're different. They are different, but you will, of course, they overlap so much. Like you will definitely find my beginners easier if you've done 6 months of my workouts.
Yeah. But they're different. Okay, so now I'm coming back to the questions from the audience. Yay! So I was asking some of them anyway in the between. So just a second. What inspires you in belly dance? Why exactly belly dance, and what inspires you? So what you think so fascinating about belly dance?
Oh, it's the fluidness. It's the way things flow. When you look at a belly dancer, you should feel relaxed. Like you should not feel nervous for them. I know that sounds really crazy. Sometimes you look at a dancer and you actually, what's the word? It's not like, it's kind of like you don't feel relaxed. I don't know how to say it. When you look at somebody dancing and you feel relaxed because you know that they know what they're doing. I don't know how to explain this. There's a better word than relaxed. Okay. It should feel, and like what inspires me is the way everything flows. It's a lot to do with flowingness. I think it's a lot to do with that. Also, like it makes me really happy. Like when I see a belly dancer, I feel like they are the life of the party, like wherever they are. Like if I was to go to like a restaurant or something and there's a belly dancer, it's like nobody cares about the food. I just want to be here because there's a belly dancer. It's a bit of everything. The music, it makes you want to move. The costume, it makes you want to stare at them. You know, it's like it's literally like magic, all in one. It's every single bit of magic. It's, what's that word when you're like, you know, like in gaming when you're like really in it? I forgot that word. Immersive. It's an immersive experience. You're immersed. It is music. It is visual. It's something you can like, it's almost like you can, I don't know, like you can taste what is happening. It's so real. I know. I think I'm going crazy. I'm having a moment. I don't know. It's very crazy.
There's actually a very interesting one. One lesson you learned in life, maybe only through dance.
A lesson I learned only through dance. This is hard. So many.
I mean.
Okay. I'm going to take one like that. This one that came up on top of my head right now. A lesson I have learned through dance. Okay, I've got quite a few now that I'm thinking about it. It's really like, and I think someone has already said that. My cat is literally crawling into the bin. So, I think I already said it. It really isn't always down to technique. It's about feeling. You really have to try and understand that you can have all the technique in the world, but if you don't feel it, it's gonna show. And it's you really have to love it. It shows in your face if you're loving it.
That's true. That's absolutely true. So
you have to enjoy it. Because somebody just said, sorry, I just saw one question pop up about a tip on that. So enjoying it. That would be my tip on stage. Yeah. Go.
To enjoy. Yeah. Okay. So next one. I'm wondering, the person, not me, whether there was a specific move that you struggled with when you just started ballet dancing, and how did you improve?
Shimmy. Oh my God. The Egyptian shimmy. It took me 6 years. 6 years. And I'm not joking, because like when I look at my Egyptian shimmies before then, they were awful. Not they were awful, they were wrong. Or not they were wrong, they were not correct. Like, I don't know. They were not what I would call an Egyptian shimmy right now. It was Sarah Malik who really pushed my shimmies. She was like, stand near a sofa and bang your calves into the sofa and flatten your feet. The reason I got it wrong for so long was because my first teacher didn't see that I was doing it wrong. I kept using my heels. I was I had to relearn it. It's like relearning how to walk. It was like, oh, I mastered my shimmy. And then it's like, that's not how you shimmy. I was like, oh no. So,
yeah, shimmy, there's so many different shimmies. So guys, that's absolutely, I mean, normal. Everyone continues learning shimmies. It's never stopped. So you just continue all the time with the shimmy. Okay, so I'm struggling isolating during a belly roll, and I would love to know, how did you manage to do your perfect belly rolls?
This is a really good question. By the way, I have a belly roll video online just for belly rolls, which is very specific, because so many people ask me that question. I am lucky that my undulation part, so beneath the chest to my lower pelvis, I've naturally been able to do this. But it wasn't very good. It was when I started belly dancing that I started really trying to see what else can I do. I think the tip for this is to spend some time with you and your belly. I always say, and you just hold like the sections down and see what you have to do in order for that to like go down. And it really is going to take some time. It's going to take ages. And accept that. Don't give up, because you will get there. With every belly dance move, you will get there. You just have to keep practicing.
Yeah, that's so true. One more question. What do you prefer, online or offline?
Good question. Oh, that's all. Okay, so this is almost impossible. Like, obviously, if I can bring everyone from around the world into my space, I would love that. I absolutely love teaching in person. So real. I can go, I can see them, I can correct. It is an energy that is like the most amazing feeling in the world. It really is. I have always loved teaching. Like since I was 14 years old when I started teaching, till now, I love it. The online business took a little bit of time. Teaching on YouTube is very different. It's completely different. That's more like acting, because it's the camera and it's a different feeling. And then the most recent, you know, with the Zoom one.
Oh yeah, that's a different one.
Really nice. Yeah, the only thing that I don't mind it at all. The obviously nothing's like in person, but the only annoying thing is that I can't see them big, and I want to. You know, sometimes I can just see their hip, and I can't say to everyone, can everyone put their teeth thing like this and put the light behind, and can you all stand this way? You can't do that. You just gotta like accept that they probably have a wind glass. Show me your feet. I do that sometimes.
I really struggle. I mean, sometimes, especially with the Zoom. Zoom made me so angry because, first of all, it doesn't work perfectly for me. You know, so you lose the image, then you cannot connect, then this and that. And yeah, you always kind of keep reminding people, please keep your camera there a little bit further away. But I really cannot. I miss the normal classes so much where I am a touchy type of teacher. You know, I need to touch like. My ladies who I see that you are there, so they know. I'm like, do this, do that. I cannot, and then it's really frustrating. Oh, wait, 20 seconds. We have to reconnect again. I promise. Okay. Not more 20 minutes, and that's it. I'll let you go. I promise. A little bit. Guys, stay with us. We're coming back. I think there was a question before, but I completely forgot. Oh, yeah. So what made you belly dancing? There was a question. So, but I think you answered that one in the beginning, isn't it? So, how to top up your protein intake?
As a vegetarian, I heard that before. Okay, so first of all, egg whites. These are an amazing sense of protein. If you are actually, another thing which I found is amazing in protein is paneer cheese. You'll notice that's really high. Paneer is very similar to what's it called? What's that? Not cream cheese, the other one. Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese, yeah.
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of vegetarian food now, like special vegetarian sausages that have loads of protein. Just got to do a bit of research and you'll find it. Also, things like lentils. Lentils, loads of protein. But if you can do eggs, do eggs. If you're not vegan. Yeah, but you'll be fine. You'll be fit and healthy. You can even put on loads of muscle. You might have to have some protein shakes if you're wanting to get bulk, if you're a guy or a girl who wants to bulk up. So yeah, that's it.
What made you want to belly dance? So that was the question. And what is your tip on doing layering?
Okay, so what made me want to belly dance? Always wanted to. I used to watch Egyptian films growing up. Used to love the belly dances. Didn't think I could because I was too young, but then when I was 18, I started doing it. Yeah. And tips on layering. Now, this is my craziest tip. Just do it. That sounds insane. All right. So you start your shimmy and then, like, for example, decide what layer you want to do and keep your knees, but you can keep the knees moving a bit slower while you start. So let's say my knees are moving and then I start lifting my chest, keep the knees moving and then down. You got to just do it and push through it. I know that sounds crazy. That's like the best.
On top of that, I would suggest to start layering. Let's say if you're doing with shimmy, so it's hips and your knees. So try to remove let's say you have to start with the area that is further away from the area that you're already layering. So shimmy, let's say it can be shoulders, maybe even head, hands. So if you're going to go shimmy and let's say walking, it's going to be more difficult if you're doing layering with shimmy and shoulders. So this is a tip from both of us. Fitness certificate awarding body, please. So Hina is thinking to get a fitness certificate. What would you recommend? Where you would you recommend to go?
That's a good question. If you're in the UK, I did it with Number One Fitness. They were amazing. Because they were very practical, and I prefer practical rather than everything online. That's my tip.
Would you, by the way, this is a question for me. Do you think the belly dance teachers, it's going to be nice for us to have a fitness, this kind of fitness certificate? Because it's a completely different thing, fitness and dance. What do you think?
I think it's important just to know the anatomy. I studied dance back at Contemporary, so I had to learn the anatomy of dance as A-level. But then to refresh it is really, really good. To understand the body, I'd say yes. I'd say yes. It's a lot of studying. You enjoy it.
Okay. Tips on how to keep up the belly dancing training whilst in lockdown.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to, you can either attend our classes, of course. Got lots of stuff on YouTube, but also I would say improvise. I mean, if that's something, if you just want to just dance every day, improvise, take a recording of yourself, see what you like, see what you don't like in that, and then give yourself some shimmy drills. I'd always say shimmy.
Shimmy. Yeah. Do correct shimmy. Keep your heels on the floor. Yay. Okay, tips. Hey Leilah, this conversation was really good. Could you suggest Arabic movies?
Oh, if you haven't seen Alibaba, it's one of my favorites. But somebody actually just gave me, and there's another one, sorry, Zanuba. And these are both Samir Gamal, okay? And they're two of my favorite, but there's actually one that somebody just gave me and I'm actually going to watch. I don't think I'm going to have time to bring it up, but start with those two because I'm actually going to watch an Arabic movie in the next 2 days because one of my clients sent it to me, so I'll be posting it on my stories.
Okay, great. Okay, the main question from me is when you will visit me for a cup of tea. I hate lockdown. This is question from Evgenia. When you going to visit?
Right after lockdown, 100%.
Okay, so that's it. No more questions, guys. Thanks for answering my questions. Yeah. Okay, guys. So if there's no more questions, we're gonna let Leilah go. Thank you so much for 2 hours and something of your attention. That was just amazing, very interesting. Please keep posting your videos. We really enjoy them. You're so beautiful. We need more beauty like this in our lives, so especially in lockdowns.
It was such a pleasure. Thank you so much, Yella. This was so amazing, especially by you. You're fantastic. And love you guys. Thanks for watching. You're the best.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.